Hey guys, it's Tuck. Welcome to another episode of American Tales. And Emily Woodhall and I are out here at the historic Woolaroc. We're here at Clyde Lake. I think the last time I was here, I got married. So it's been 9 years, almost 10 years since we got married out here. So such a beautiful place. We finally found a place where we can breathe. Almost like that's part of your song.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Virginia, I'm like home. When I was thinking about places when I saw that you were coming through our part of the woods, I was like, what place kind of fits Emily and her vibe? And I was like, Woolaroc. Yeah. So shout out Jenna and the team at Woolaroc for allowing us to come out here and being a gracious host. Did you run into the buffalo when you pulled into the ranch today?
I did, like 2 minutes, not even like 2 minutes past the gate. And I've never seen a buffalo before. And there was a lot of them. They were kind of on the road. And honestly, I was a little scared. Yeah. I veered to the right and I was just like, they're not going to like charge at my car or anything, right?
Did you feel small at that moment?
Yes, extremely.
Yeah.
Extremely. There was one like really big one too. And we made eye contact for a second. I was like, I need to keep driving because this is freaking me out.
So little Woolaroc facts. Back in the day when I was a kid, in the 90s, things were simpler back then. We used to come out here and like feed the buffalo through the windows.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then we had like this little buffalo recycling machine up the hill, and we'll go up there when we're done here. But you could feed, he recycled. So you put something in there and you sucked it up. It was really cool. And then you have bison burger. So a lot of cool things. And a lot of Native American history out here at Woolaroc.
It's really cool. I drove all the way. I missed the gate here. So I ended up going up to like the museum and that really big building. I guess it is the museum, but I was like, I took a picture because I thought it was just so cool looking. Yeah,
definitely a natural vibe out here.
Yes.
I'm glad you got to see the buffalo. That was one thing I was worried about. I was like, I didn't know where the herd was going to be, obviously. I'm sure they're tagged.
Yeah.
So it's like a Yellowstone situation.
Yeah.
So what are you doing out here in Oklahoma?
I really fell in love with the music scene out here. Yeah. And so in February, I started coming out and playing shows. My first show was in Dewey, actually, at Dobby's Bar back in February. And then a few days later, I played in Stillwater at the Dirty Rooster. And my goal this year was to really expand out of like the Virginia area and D.C. and Maryland as well. And I just wanted to play out of state as much as possible. And so I really love red dirt music and the modern stuff that's coming out. And so I was like, this is where I'm going to start first and see how it goes. And it's been going really well. So
yeah, I love your music. I found you through our mutual friend, so Emily Hollenshed.
Yes.
Yeah. So I saw you two were friends, and then I clicked through on Spotify, and I was just like, yeah, that's legit. And then it said on Spotify, like coming through to Dobby's Bar out there in Dewey.
Yeah. It's actually, I remember taking a picture with a lady. She had an Emily Hollenshed shirt on, and I was like, I got to take a picture with you. I got to send this to her. Yeah. And they really just support everybody that rolls through. It's really, really cool.
The music scene is really special in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We're a bigger state, right? And so like you have a little bit of different identities as you get out when it comes to red dirt music.
Yeah.
Folks in Southwest Oklahoma or Southern Oklahoma, you'll see them really navigate towards Fort Worth and Dallas.
Yeah.
So there's shows because we have people that we connect with, and it's hard to get them up north sometimes because they're so Dallas focused.
Yeah.
And hitting the dive bars and the smaller medium-sized venues down in Texas. So yeah,
it's cool. I really want to. I've never been to Texas. And
never been to Texas?
I've been to the Dallas airport for a connecting flight. Yeah. And that's about it. So it's on my list this year to try it, at least to go and visit, Yeah. I played in Norman last night. First time literally going more west of Stillwater. And it's a neat town. I mean, it's a college town too, so it was a bit quiet, but it was fun. I played with my buddy Matt Moran at the Blue Bonnet Bar, which I found out when I was there is the oldest bar in Norman.
Shout out.
Shout out Blue Bonnet Bar. And it was really neat. It was really just cool to explore this state in general. I'm from a very big city. Well, in my eyes, it's a big city. And I like the quiet. And it's quiet out here. And it's peaceful. And I don't have to deal with rush hour traffic. And, I grew up in D.C. and it's full of tourists and chaos constantly. And it's really nice to come out here and just kind of like take a deep breath, take it all in.
Which is exactly why I brought us out to Woolaroc.
Yeah, and you were like, I think this is your vibe. I'm like, it is my vibe. Yeah. This is perfect. This is awesome.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in D.C. in my corporate era. So a lot of lobbying time out there. So, even ran for state office back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Like K Street area? Kind of?
Yeah. And then there's a lot of things I can say, but I'll spare our viewers that because that's boring stuff. Just look on LinkedIn. You'll see it. So you grew up in D.C.?
I did in Capitol Hill. So in the heart of it. I grew up 9 blocks from the Capitol and very chaotic. I'm 5 of 6 kids. So my twin brother and I are the youngest in our family. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I love my family. I love where I'm from. I'm proud to be where I'm from, but I never really felt like truly home there. Yeah. And I used to go to James Madison University, which is in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia.
Been through there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful in the mountains and everything. Yeah. So the school was like right in the middle of it. And I really fell in love with Virginia there. And college was not for me. I dropped out pretty quickly, but that's when I knew I knew I didn't want to be in DC anymore. Yeah. So then I moved to Fredericksburg about like a year and a half later after dropping out. And it's just south of DC on 95. And it's about like an hour from the mountains, hour and a half or so. Mm-hmm. And so I used to take drives all the way to Skyline Drive sometimes on a night where I just needed to breathe and be quiet. But that's where my song all stemmed from. Was Virginia was the first place I really felt like truly home and comfortable and not like I'm stuck here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying because my wife was 9 months pregnant. I had just left my corporate job.
Congratulations.
And so we had to drive out there. She couldn't fly. And so we drove out there and we went through Virginia, went to Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, and then went by JMU because one of my favorite podcasts, Pardon My Take, PFT Commodore's from DC. So he went to JMU, so I had to go by JMU, the Dukes. So it was just really busy, I guess. And that's what really made our decision to not take that job out there for her. And that would completely change where we're at today and what I'm doing.
That's really neat.
Yeah. So what inspired you musically when you were younger, growing up in DC?
It's like the only thing that clicked in my brain.
Yeah.
I wasn't really a good student, but I started piano when I was 5. And my mom made all my, older siblings kind of try piano because she and her sister did it when they were kids. And none of them stuck to it. Excuse me. And my brother, Matt, I guess he was in the middle of taking lessons and he was playing something. And then I picked it up by ear and started playing. And my parents were like, we got to take you to a teacher.
Yeah.
And I was with this one teacher for a couple years and I was doing a lot of advanced stuff for my age. And then we realized 2 years in where I couldn't read sheet music. I was doing everything by ear. And so it just kind of came to me. And then I got to be 11, starting 6th grade, and I wanted to try guitar. And so I started taking guitar lessons. My twin brother started guitar first, and he it's kind of funny. He started in 1st grade, and then in 6th grade, he went to piano lessons. Then I went to guitar, and then I just stuck to it. And guitar is really the one I think I love the most. Piano has my heart. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's the first one, but guitar is what really stuck with me. And I then taught myself the ukulele when I was 14, and then took drum lessons and was picking up anything that I could figure out how to play. I tried bass. Couldn't really figure that out, but it's I kind of got it. I can do Another One Bites the Dust by Queen on that. But yeah, I really fell in love with drums too. And I was a drummer for a few years, and I started a pop punk kind of band, heavier. I was listening to a lot of heavy metal, and we couldn't think of a band name. So I was like, let's just go by The Indecision because we can't think of anything. And I just, no matter what, I've just always had an instrument in my hand when I was a kid. And went to summer camp, played at the closing campfire where kids can do acts and stuff. And then I worked there too and got to sing with kids. And I would sing the kids to sleep rather than a bedtime story. And it's just the one thing that always made sense to me. I was never a good student, but it's just what I always wanted to do constantly, even in class, can't focus. And I'd just be drumming on the table. And then my teacher's stop doing that.
But you were definitely the cool kid at camp because then by the time the campfire rolls around, I have no musical abilities. I can tell you they're going to be big, right? From the business side and what it makes me feel and what I'm passionate about. But being the kid that can play guitar around the campfire when you're a teenager, early 20s, you're oh yeah, you're the cool kid.
Yeah. Well, I was always so anxious about it too. Cause I was just oh, am I being annoying? I don't want to be that person, here's Wonderwall. I don't want to be that kid, but I always just felt something when I performed, and I tried to ignore it for a long time. And then it finally, the more I performed, the more I was like, this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
And I always felt that. But my senior year of high school, maybe junior year, I like didn't think it was possible to do this as a job. And so I was like, I wanted to impact people. And I was like, what's a better, next best thing for me? And I was like, I'll be a teacher. And so I was going to try and be a high school teacher where I went to school in DC. And, but I got to JMU, and like 2 months in, I was like, college is not for me. This is, I'm miserable. I don't like this. And called my mom crying. And I was just like, I think I need to come home. And she's like, okay. My parents were just so like, if this is what you think you need to do, that's okay. We'll figure it out. And we did.
They kind of created that framework where you felt safe to kind of try things out.
Yeah.
And then grow, even if you take a step that you turns out like going to school where you're like, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, my parents I am like so blessed to have my parents and my family. Everybody's just so supportive. It's like, if this is what you want to do, okay, we got your back, and my dad too. It was kind of funny. He's like, if you're going to drop out, just do it right. Like, go through the school, like actually like unenroll and everything. Cause he was like, when I went to college, I wanted to stop, but I didn't unenroll. I just stopped going to class, and then I still had a bunch of debt. And he's like, don't do what I did, So, my parents didn't do or at least my dad didn't do like the traditional like college thing. He went back and got his bachelor's like when my oldest brother, I think he graduated, my oldest brother was like 4 or something like that. I can't fully remember, but like they understood it. And so they weren't like trying to push it. They wanted us to try, but if it really just wasn't working out, they were like, okay, we'll figure out a plan. Yeah. So,
cause you find yourself when you don't feel caged in. Yeah. And sometimes within that formal education standpoint and framework, you feel caged in. Yeah. Like, I've got to follow the rat race and follow the herd. Yeah. And then like you said, you had something itching at you. Like, I've got to go pursue music. Yeah. That's my form of expression. Exactly. And it fills a hole for me. And that's where I feel full. Yeah. So,
and I went to Catholic school, and they had a lot of like music programs in the school, but I didn't do them. And so I was like, if I didn't do it in school, like, I don't think I can go do it in college, and which isn't the case, but I just never fully thought I was like capable of doing it until I actually like gave a shit and stepped up and tried, and then here we are 7 years later.
I feel like the same way. Like, so many times throughout my life, I've been like, I've got to follow and be the first one to go to college, which I was, the first one to get a master's degree. But then I'm like, I want to do my own thing. Yeah. I want to do what we're doing today. I have my own company, and like, I've been down this route for like 10 years in different forms and fashions. And sometimes you bounce off, you feel like underappreciated, or like you just hit a wall, but you always come back, because that's the door that you want. And sometimes it's wide open. You just keep kind of giving a glancing shot to it. Yeah. And you're like, I know I'm supposed to go down there, but I've got to have enough confidence in myself and have the support system around me to make that leap, to go through it.
Exactly. When I've been there, when you hit a wall and you're like, God, like, I know I need to keep going. Like, I know, but it's like, I just don't think I can. Yeah. I'll just like call my dad and he'll talk me back in, or like, I'm a believer. So like, I'll just like pray, and then God like sends something my way, even if it's like something small, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it's all going to be fine. Yeah. I'm just like in this like low point now, but I know it's going to get better. So I just need to take a deep breath and get through this day, and
100%.
power through.
Yeah, I can tell you there's so many times where I wanted a door to open, and then like it didn't, but then something really similar happened like 2 months later. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have visibility on that. The man upstairs was looking out for me.
Exactly. So like, if one door closes, I know another one's coming, and it's probably better, because then like, I've had this happen a lot where I think I'm ready for something and it doesn't happen. Yeah. And then later on, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad it didn't happen then. Yeah. Because then it's so much better now. 100%. So it's all just a part of a plan.
Do you remember your first live performance?
I do. I was 14, I want to say. It was like in March of 2015. Yeah, I was 14. My dad had a band. Mm-hmm. They still play. I'm sorry, Dad. They're not good. Oh, and they know that.
She loves you, Dad. She loves you.
I love you, Dad. But they know that, And but they're so passionate. They're like, it's fun to see them play. Yeah. Because they're so passionate about it. And they've been doing it for like 15 years. And I'm a couple years in and playing guitar, and he wanted me and my twin to like play in like the intermission of the in between their sets and stuff. And I did, and it was a lot of fun, and I kept going back to it. I was so nervous. And honestly, I was not a good singer when I was a kid either. So I don't know. I'm very thankful for the people that supported me because, man, I feel bad for them looking back at like a 14-year-old who's nervous as hell on stage. And I'm like, I've watched the video back and I'm like, this is not good, you know? Yeah. But I don't mean to dog on myself, but I just just being honest. But yeah, in the summer, like 2015, like spring was my first performance. And there's a video. My twin, he doesn't like performing for people. You know, he likes to do it, you know, as a hobby and not perform. But for me, it, you know, like I said earlier, just kind of clicked. Yeah. And there's a video of he's holding my phone up so I can see the words for this song I'm playing. And I used to not use a guitar pick. And this video, I'm singing and I look down at my guitar and I just see red. And I like, my fingers started bleeding like so much. And I'm just like, oh my God. Cause I'm like 14. I didn't know any better, but, I still have that guitar and there's still bloodstains in that guitar from that show. That's a legendary piece of merchandise for you. Yeah. No, it's on my, well, it was on my wall. It's currently in my basement because I moved, but it was the first guitar I was ever given to from my teacher. My twin and I had to share a guitar. And I think he saw that we were clashing. We shared a teacher. And so he gave it to me, which was so sweet. And I still have it. And I love that guitar, even though it's not my Taylor, so it's not the best sounding one, but you know, it's a beautiful one for me. When did you first hit the road and start performing? Oh man. I quit my job in 2023 to do this full time. I worked in fine dining for a long time. And my ex-boyfriend was really supportive in this journey, and he pushed me to quit my job. And so I started really performing around Virginia, like fall 2023, spring 2024. But that was when I first hit a wall. And looking back now, I realized I think I was like pretty depressed. I wasn't good at being my own boss. And I got comfortable doing nothing, being on the couch all day. And then we got a puppy. And so I'm just playing with the puppy all day. And he has to work like a real job and support us. And we broke up April 2024, which was a huge wake up call to me to, realize like I lost my biggest support system minus my parents. But, I was like, man, I gotta grind this out. He asked me, do you believe you're doing everything in your power for your music? And at the time I was getting there, but I wasn't yet. Yeah. And so that was such a big wake up call, being like, what am I doing? You know? And so I really dove into shows. So I went from like 2 to 4 a month to, on average now I'm like 3 to 5 a week. And it really picked up that spring. And so I was just going all over Virginia. And then in 2025, I started going to Nashville more, just networking down there and meeting people. And, I started doing writers rounds and stuff down there. And then this year was when I really, I guess we're 2026 now. Yeah. I was like, my goal, I want to play out of state as much as possible. And so, like I said earlier, I love the music scene out here. And I was like, I'm going to try and get my foot in the door, and started out in Oklahoma, and then I still play in Nashville quite a bit. I play in South Carolina for the first time in a couple weeks. And, I played in Oregon at the beginning of the month for like an event that my dad had to go to, and which he didn't like push it on them. He was just like, hey, if you need somebody for the welcome party, my daughter's an artist. And they said yes. And so, I got to play in Oregon, and I'll be in Indiana in October, and I got to go to Iowa and Michigan in April, and all these really fun stuff. And I really trying to grind, trying to get out my foot in all these other places and branch out more than just Virginia. Yeah. Well, you went to the last Blockbuster, I think, left in America, right? I did, in Bend. It's still there. We drove by and I was like, holy shit, it's here? I forgot. Like I had seen it somewhere. I would probably cry. I've seen it on Instagram, and I think, can't you stay the night there? Isn't it Airbnb? I can't remember. I was so mad. We Googled it. My mom and I were like, oh my God, we still have to go. Because I had a super early flight the next day. I was in Oregon for like maybe 36 hours, which I am never doing a travel day like that ever again. It was awful. I hate flying. So it was a nightmare for me. But we were just having like cocktails at the lodge we were staying at. And she was like, oh, didn't you want to go? And I was like, yeah. Okay, they close at 9. We got to go now. We got there like 8:15. Turns out they close at 8. And so I was like, damn it. Yeah. But I got to go to the outside and see it. And it's still, I mean, like, it's huge in there, and there was a Blockbuster near my house when I was a kid in D.C. on 8th Street by the Marine Barracks. It's now a Yes Market. But I still remember like vividly going in there and honestly going a lot for the candy.
Yeah. I feel like I'd have a tear come down if I went out to Bend and saw it because it was just simpler times.
Yeah. Just get like a DVD and, like remember when Netflix, you actually used to get like DVDs mailed to you and it wasn't a streaming service?
That's one thing. When my dad passed, I got like all of his DVDs and I got like 2 totes in the basement. And I'm like, we got to start watching some of these kids shows because my internet, no matter how much I pay, especially for doing remote shows at home, and I pay a ton and it still just won't load a show for the kids on the first floor or second floor. And I'm like, what are we doing in life? Like in the 90s, we just made it work. I don't.
Yeah. Or like VHS,
Yeah. Or McDonald's. Why do I need to pull forward? I know on our sports show, we talk about this, but in the 90s, you just showed up, no phone, and you just got a Happy Meal and you got it and it was fresh. Yeah. And now it's like pull forward and like 25 minutes go by and you're like, what happened, guys? What are we doing?
That happened to me when I went to Brahms the other day.
Brahms sauce? Did you get the orange sauce?
Yeah, on my burger. Yeah.
Was it good?
Oh yeah. No, I love Brahms.
Brahms your favorite?
Brahms is my favorite like fast food cheeseburger. I'm not gonna lie. Having it like the first time, I was like, this is like really good.
They got a farm right in Tuttle, Oklahoma.
I heard about the farm. I didn't know where it was.
Yeah,
but that's why it's only like here because they want it like near the. Which that's awesome.
Milk's great. Everything.
I had a shake yesterday. It was delicious.
Yeah, you can't beat Brahms. That was an Oklahoma delicacy.
Yeah, no, I loved it. But then I stayed with my friends in Coffeyville, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want lunch? Like, I'll go pick it up." And we just got so much food that I had to pull forward, which I get. But
crinkle cut fries.
Yeah,
I just
dipped it in my shake and loved
the gravy. I could go on and on. I could be stuck on a whole 30 minutes of just talking about Brahms. But what would we do without it? God bless him. Networking as you've been on the road more and pushing yourself out there to perform more shows outside of Virginia and DC area. Who have you met during your time that's really impacted your growth as an artist on the road?
Man, here or just in general?
In general.
That's a really good question. In Nashville, I went to CRS last year, which is the country radio seminar, and she's now one of my best friends. And I met her mom in the lobby of the Omni Hotel. She was like, "Oh, you should meet my daughter. Like, you guys are similar age." And networking scares. Can I curse? Doesn't matter. It scares the fuck out of me. I get nervous around new people sometimes, and especially when I'm like trying to represent my brand, which is me, and I just get in my head quite a bit, especially when I'm meeting people I really look up to. And but her name's Laura. Shout out Laura. I don't know if she's gonna watch this, but she is a radio promoter. Yeah, and we just. Not only she's just one of my very good friends, she lets me crash at her place every time I go to Nashville. And, but she really believes in me and she, we just signed with her to do my radio promotion for my new song. And so we've already gotten a couple ads and it goes on the radio in a couple weeks, but she's actually pushing me to move out here. Yeah. Cause she was like, I think you're going to do really well. I have a gut feeling. I think you're going to do really well in Texas and out here. And she was like, I think you should move here and not Nashville. Yeah. And, we've only known each other for about a year and a half, and to have somebody like that in my corner, to believe in me like that's not like family meant the world. And, social media, I do a lot of networking on there, especially Twitter. Yeah. Surprisingly. But I've met just so many good people from there. And, from them, I made a lot of connections. They're my friends who I stay with in Coffeyville. They've got something called Western Grunge Tape Deck. They've got a podcast and everything. And they really just love supporting artists. And not only that, they're just good people. And they're some of my good friends. And it's just incredible how you can meet somebody and they can just, even like a fraction of their faith in you can really motivate you to keep going. And so to have so many people do that for me has just been such a motivator to be like, I gotta keep grinding and, keep going. And I think off the top of my dome, I think some of those people for sure. Out here too, I mean, Emily Hollingshed as well. We've become good friends. We met in Nashville, actually. We didn't meet in Oklahoma. We did a writer's round together or showcase thing in Nashville last July. And I met her and Austin Dixon. And we just stayed in touch, and they're both awesome. And to have other artists also just kind of, we motivate each other. Yeah. She was saying, she's like, it's not a competition. She's like, I mean, it like, it's not a competition. Like we're in this together. You know, if I have a fan that likes my stuff, they're probably going to like your stuff too.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so it's like, why butt heads when we can just come together and work together and push each other and, you know, and Nashville's competitive as hell and it's terrifying. Sure. Yeah. And I go a lot to work and network and play the rounds and everything. And my anxiety down there is just awful.
So much competition in Nashville. Have you been to the Opry?
Yes. I've seen two shows at the Opry.
It's nothing like the Opry. I couldn't even imagine because people do host shows like podcasts and stuff from the.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have comedians too. The one night we were there, Dusty Slay, he's a pretty funny comedian. He was there as like the opening act, and then they led into some music and stuff. Really like cool. Easton Corbin was performing, but there's nothing like that. I haven't been to the Ryman. We've been by it. Yeah, we haven't gone to a show, but it just came out today that both properties are for sale. 70% stake.
I saw that, and I'm scared.
I know.
I'm sure it's going to be picked up, and it'll be fine. But
maybe Dolly Parton.
I mean, she should. I don't know.
She got the truck stop.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure I'm going to see that on my drive home. You know, I'm on I-40 on the way back. But yeah, no, the Opry is really special. I didn't know what to expect my first time there. I did my first solo trip to Nashville last June. Yeah. And I got a ticket to the Opry and I saw Caitlin Butts, the Castellos, Tyler Braden, I think Rhonda Vincent too. And, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Don Schultz, maybe? Mm-hmm. He just died, I think, recently. And I was just like, it was just him and his guitar. And it was really cool. And then the second time I went, and the big reason I got that ticket too is 49 Winchester and Wyatt Flores. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, they're two artists I really look up to. I was like, to see them play on like the biggest country music stage, you know, it was just really special.
And it's really tight in there. It's a bigger space, the Opry, but like you feel so connected with the person in the circle, like the artist in the circle.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And the radio show that's going on and the host that comes out and they broadcast it over, I think it's a FM and AM station still. Yeah. But it really makes you feel like, man, I'm connected to like 100 years of country music right here.
And I got to see somebody make their Opry debut, which was really cool. Monrovia is this guy. He does like Appalachian folk music with his ukulele. And it's really beautiful stuff. Yeah. But just to see them like interview him too, like I didn't know they were going to do that. And just to see somebody make like such a milestone in their career was really honestly like inspiring to see. It was really cool.
Speaking of milestones, where do you hope that your career goes? It's a big question.
It's a really big question. I mean, when I first started doing this, my goal was just to connect with people. I struggled a lot with mental health in high school, and I still kind of do. It's not as bad, thank God, but I had a really hard time. I was really depressed, really anxious, and music is a big thing that got me through. It's my tattoo too. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's kind of not a good angle. But it's a sunrise with a heartbeat. And it's based off a song called Truce. Mm-hmm. The message of the song is to stay alive, which is why there's a heartbeat. But the sunrise, it's a lyric, the sun will rise and we will try again. And so it's a reminder that you can start over every day. And it's Truce by 21 Pilots. And it's the name of the song in the singer's handwriting. I just kind of Googled it and found it. And I got this when I was 18, like I think 4 months into, I was still in school and private school. I had to wear long sleeves the rest of the school year because, I had to wear a collar shirt and a skirt. They're not going to allow a tattoo. And it was such a big impact on me and it got me through so much that I wanted to have that same effect on people. I was like, if I ever release music, I want to be able to impact people on it. And now, my music's it's not in the same light and stuff, but it's still, one song can change somebody's day. Yeah. And Virginia, I'm Home, my first single, I got to do that. And I didn't think it was going to take off the way it did. I had a video go viral, semi-viral, in Virginia at least. I was just fishing. Yeah. And I was just like, hey, my name's Emily. You should listen to my song if you like the mountains. And which is so funny because you put so much effort into all these videos that don't do well. And then I'm just literally standing with a fishing pole, and that's the one that takes off and gets 300,000 views. I'm like, what the hell? You know?
You're telling me, in Cody. Yeah.
I'm still thankful for it because it got the attention of all these people. And I had a lot of people message me being, you know, like the whole song's about not being from there, but feeling home and feeling welcomed.
Yeah.
And, you know, the first lyric, I was just 18 when I came rolling. You opened up your doors and you took me in, is about like the state itself. It's not about a person. Yeah. And a lot of people message me being like, you know, I moved here, you know, I've lived so many places all my life, but I moved here because your song captured what I felt. Like I felt home. And then a lot of people who, you know, they're like, I moved away from Virginia 20 years ago. I get to come back once a year. Yeah. And your song, you know, when I feel homesick, I listen to your song and it makes me feel better. And to have that already happen, you know, was kind of crazy because I'm just so early into my career. And so looking now, I mean, I just like playing shows in front of people, and concerts for me are really inspiring to go to. I tried last year, I was like going as many as possible, and now I can't as much because of my schedule, but it really just opens my eyes and makes me feel better. And I just want to have that same effect, you know. I mean, I've got my bucket list venues and stuff, and
Cain's Ballroom.
Yes, Cain's, Red Rocks, Opry, Ryman, you know, all that stuff. I really want to do a hometown show. The 930 Club in D.C. is pretty like a legendary spot, and so I want to play there. And but I know how much impact music had on me, and live shows have on me, that I want to be able to do that for other people. Yeah, and you know, I've got some goofy songs, but I mean, you commented on a post that I just did, a song called "Make It Through the Night." Yeah, that song. Honestly, it was such a therapeutic writing session, and I never really thought of it until I posted about it, how like this can actually help somebody else too. Yeah.
Because we're all in some degree, we feel displaced, right? Our hearts can be displaced. We're maybe not doing what we want to do when it comes to our passion. Or we're working a 9-to-5 that is just direct deposit and paying the bills, right? Yeah. But it's a means to an end, right? But music can make us feel at home. And I think that's why your first single, even though I've been to Virginia, it's not my home, but it reminds me of here. Yeah. One of my favorite places to go is New York, because because around here, it's small town, right? And I love it. And this is where I'm from. And that's why I wanted to bring you to Wool Rock. But sometimes in New York, it's just, no one knows me. I can see my whole hometown in a block. I can hear somebody speaking Portuguese and Spanish and Russian all within getting a bagel. Yeah. And sometimes I need that, but then I get tired of the noise. Yeah. It's like we went to Disney World and I was like, people are way too happy out here. Like a week. Yeah. And I was like, we were going to Puerto Rico after for our honeymoon. And I was like, yeah, we got to get on the plane. Yeah. So, and then Hurricane Maria happened a week after we left. So you can imagine how rough that ride was back to Miami from San Juan, Puerto Rico. There were wonderful Latino moms on that flight that were just like, had rosary beads out and they were just praying the whole time. Cause it was like riding a Bronco. It was like Spirit Airlines up in the air.
That's my biggest fear.
Oh, so I'm glad you weren't on that, because at that point I just accepted fate and I was just like, you know what, let's ride it out. Yeah. If I die,
at least we're on our honeymoon.
At least we're on our honeymoon. Might be our last, but hey, let's go. What are you looking forward to for the rest of 2026? Shows, new music?
Yeah, new music for sure. My goal is to record an EP. Mm-hmm. I'm like so committed to get new music out where I'm like, even if it's just me and my guitar, I'm okay with that, because I just want to get more stuff out. I got a new song coming, I believe in August, I want to say. It's called Fill in All the Blanks. And, you know, I've had a lot of experience of people kind of pretending that they know me just because they see me through a screen. And I actually had a lot of stuff happen because of that. And it was very much just like, whoa. Yeah. And that song kind of captures all that of being like, you know, are you here because you want to be friends with me? Or are you here because of what I do? Yeah. And you'll get a better, you know, like, from like, not because you like me, it's just because of my image or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I really love that song. I wrote it with my buddy Jed Clark, and I really I'm excited for that. But I just playing in a lot of new places. In July I go down to Greenville, South Carolina, I've never played in South Carolina before, and private party for a fan down in Beaufort by the water too. So
that'd be awesome.
I'm excited for that. And
have you been to Charleston?
Yeah, my brother actually went to college at Charleston. So I've been a couple times.
What college did he go to?
He went to College of Charleston. Yeah. So we got to go. I've been twice to drop him off, and then when he graduated, but it was 2020 when he graduated. So it was kind of like a kind of different kind of thing. I actually got into that school. I thought about going. Actually, pretty decent scholarship, but it's too hot.
It is really hot. My wife and I have been in there pretty much exclusively in the summers. We've been there because why wouldn't you, right? It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That and Savannah, you can hit up those two spots.
I've never been to Savannah.
Oh, so
I'm excited. I want to check that out. And yeah, I'm actually like currently trying to plan my move out here. So I'm really excited to. My parents are in Italy right now. So when they get home, I'm going to sit down and talk with them, actually make a plan. Yeah. They support it. I was telling them, I was like, I think I need to move to Nashville. And they're like, okay, it's really expensive down there, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And, my mom had the idea. She's like, why don't you move out there? Yeah. And I was debating it, but then when she said it, I was like, okay, cool. Like you guys see it too. Yeah. And, so I'm excited about that. Trying to figure out when and where, but
there's plenty of great spots in Oklahoma. Yeah. You can just throw a nickel and hit a dive bar that you can go try out new music, meet great people. Yeah. Real wholesome people, like you said, that'll take you in, let you stay at their place and become like family. Yeah. Because we don't know a stranger. That was the hardest part when my mom's sister moved to Indiana and when she got married, is like nobody waves at you. Because like we just drive by, like coming to Wool Rock, I'm like waving at everybody. Yeah. That's just how we are in Okie land.
It's the same back home in Virginia, and it just feels good. Like it feels right to come out here. Yeah. And especially with Nashville, like I mentioned earlier, it gives me so much anxiety when I'm in that city, or I'm like, I don't think I could live here. It's just that like knot in your stomach all the time of being like, oh God, there's so many people.
See, I know both sides of the coin. So like, that's been my big pitch to my wife is like, go to Nashville, because we've been out there, right? We haven't been with the kids. But like, what if we can make it there? You know, because she, as an eye doctor, like you go out there, she does a lot of medical stuff when it comes to your eyes and really stuff that wears on her heart. Like having to tell somebody, hey, you're going blind or your glaucoma's got so bad it's surgery and the surgery still might not fix it. Yeah. And it really wears on her heart. Versus out there, you might not get so much medical, might be more like, hey, I want some Gucci frames. And be like, okay, my day's a little bit easier. I still have a 9-to-5 and she's still helping people. But, and then obviously what we do. But yeah, could I deal with the busy scene with my kids? Like, I don't know. We take for granted here because we get down to like, we'll go down to Texas, go fishing. We've been going to Galveston, Texas for 15 years. Great music scene down in Houston. And oh man, Houston and Galveston, there's some great stuff on the island down there. You love playing there. So like we would love to have you in Oklahoma and I know you'd make that trip south and my goodness, Texas is its own country. Yeah. The Lone Star State down there and they believe in that. Every year they vote to not secede from the Union. That's their thing. Jeez. So they could, and they tell you their country, if they were a country, they'd still be one of the top 10 economies in the world. Yeah. And they never stop. So you would hit up about every space down there. Fort Worth, the Stockyards. Don't stay at the hotel where Kennedy stayed for the last night, JFK. I made that mistake and I had nightmares the whole night the last time I was in Fort Worth.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, because they tell you when you check in, well, this last night and Mr. President Kennedy had here. And I was like, you shouldn't have told me that. Yeah. I didn't even book this. Somebody booked it for me. I was just excited. But what I love about your content on social is you're always connecting with other artists and it's so authentic. Like we talked about before, like even if you like don't know them, you're sharing their stuff and it just looks like you have a great time at a festival or even like when you're in Miami. I'm sure you got that down now, Miami.
I did. Not Miami. Before I got here too. I think I said Miami once. And I heard somebody else say Miami and I go, okay, I'm going to keep that to myself. And
somebody's going to look at you real strange over there. And I don't know how to describe the territorial boundaries of the different native tribes of our friends over there because it's so jagged in Miami. There's so many tribes. But it's a beautiful space. You would love performing at Grand Lake. I can go on and on. So there's plenty of spaces that you're going to meet people who are going to open doors for you to do that. But I love that you just share stories and it's not, and I'm so proud of what you've done. Right.
Thank you.
And as person to person, I mean that because we all go through shit that just wears us down.
Yeah.
And it's like, is there another day that I can do this? But you've got up and you've done it again and again. And your storytelling is already just warmed hearts across America.
Thank you.
And you're going to continue to reach more people. And I have no doubt. And so that's why I saw through our mutual friend, Emily Hollenshed, I was like, yeah, I got to get in contact. So again, that's part of Cody and I's life is like random DMs. So we're not trying to be creepy. We're just trying to connect to tell stories. And really, we make a lot of friends doing that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just like, if they're my friends or just somebody, if I like the sound, like I'm gonna share it. I love, somebody said my love language is sharing songs. Yeah. And so, I'm constantly, like you said, like resharing artists if I'm at a show or just a song that I really love, I will post about it. And like one artist I really love right now that's like not country at all. It's like heavy rock, but I'm like probably going to go put it on my story because I'm like, this shit hits, like I want to tell everybody about it. I texted my brother. He showed me this band like 2 years ago and I just ignored it. Like I heard one song. Yeah. And I knew the one song. And then I finally, like my friend, my guitarist, he drove out with me to Miami last week and then he flew back home on Sunday. But it's an 18-hour car ride and he showed me a couple of their songs and it's been on repeat like all week. The band's Bill Murray. Okay. But it's not
to be confused.
It's not spelled the same.
Okay.
It's BILMURI. Okay. And so just one word.
Where are they from?
I think it's from Ohio.
Okay.
But I just love it. Yeah. And so it's like stuff like that. When I love a song, I just want to tell everybody about it. And so that's why I also like at my shows, I do a lot of covers every now and then, not a lot, but like I like throwing in songs that like have influenced me in some way, like Turnpike. I'll play Valerie a lot because that was one of the first songs I ever played on guitar. Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, like I really love Wyatt Flores' stuff. And so like I play a couple of his songs, one or two, and then Nicholas Jamerson is a songwriter from Kentucky who I really look up to. And he's got two songs that I always play, Linda James or Heineman. And they are just beautiful. And, they mean a lot to me. So it's like, I want to share my love of that to others. Yeah.
Is there somebody from back home in Virginia that you want to give a shout out to?
Oh man, there's so many people.
Is there an artist maybe you're thinking of?
An artist. Yeah. Rebecca Porter. I love you. She's like my big sister. In the scene. And we met doing like a radio showcase together, but we'd been friends on social media for a long time. And I did that showcase, like, not to get sad, but it was like 5 days after I found out one of my best friends had passed, or about a week. And it was hard to get through and she really helped me through it. And ever since then, she's really looked out for me. We do a lot of shows together. She played the main stage at Laurel Cove Music Festival in Kentucky a couple weeks ago, and she called me up on the main stage and we sang a chorus together, which was really funny because I was not paying attention when she called me out. She was like, "Emily, you want to sing a song?" And I'm talking to my friend. She was, "Hey, she called you up there." And I go, "What?" And I like bolted on there's a video, I'll send it to you. But I like bolted on the stage and I got nervous and forgot the words, but we just made eye contact the whole time. And I love her. You should definitely check out her stuff. Okay. She's phenomenal. But I mean, all my friends back in Fredericksburg too, from when I started just playing in that town too, 5 years ago, before I was even like performing, a lot of people, kind of stuck their neck out for me and let me sing with them. And I'm just thankful that they, even gave me a chance. And now they're some of my very good friends. And, I'm just thankful for a lot of my friends and my family in my life. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy too? Some people you just meet, like I said earlier, they just start opening doors. Like they fall in love with you. They see your beautiful soul and they connect with you. Yeah. And you're like, sometimes people in your life that you're really close that have seen you through the highs and through the lows. And then you think they're going to open a door for you. Not that you have an expectation for that friendship, but it never opens. Yeah. And to me, that's God's will. Sometimes that he puts people that's just like you barely know them, but you instantly click and it changes everything for you.
And Rebecca's definitely one of those people. Yeah. She's brought me on the road with her all throughout Virginia and Pennsylvania. And I'm just so thankful for her. I'm so in awe of her too. Yeah. I respect her. I'm so proud of her. She's just kicking ass. And to have somebody like that through this really chaotic and scary industry is I'm very thankful for it.
If you play that dream gig out in D.C., we'll make every effort to come out there and capture that with you, and then connect with artists that you know from the DC area and Virginia.
Yeah,
so
I love that. That'd be awesome.
Because that moment's gonna be huge. Because our friends at the Oklahoma Space Program, they get to play their dream venue, Canes, on September 11th.
Ray
Wiley Hubbard, right? Yeah. I'm like RWH, like trying to get it.
I want to make sure I got the name right.
Yeah, but it's just capturing that moment when you just thought maybe I'll never get it, right? And you're at that moment where you're like, I might quit, and then like you still see that as something you're trying to reach for. Yeah. So when you get that, we'll definitely go out there. And then number 2, when you move out here, we're always here for you. Because in Oklahoma, everybody's just family. So everybody's related somehow. Yeah. So we'll definitely open our doors, and we'll probably see you out on the road at some of our spots that we hit up. So thank you so much for sharing your story on American Tales today.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome.
And thanks for coming out to Wool Rock and getting to witness the buffalo taking up the road. You survived that. So congrats. You're an Okie now.
Yeah. I've been told I'm like an honorary Okie at this point, but I'm just happy to this is beautiful. So thank you for picking the spot. And I got to see a buffalo for the first time and an ostrich.
Hey, I know.
She was following me in the car, though. It kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I'm very scared of them because of Dude, Where's My Car? You're probably too young, but that was a movie where ostriches are the fastest land animal, I think, in North America. Yeah. Well, they're not here naturally, but brought over like here in Wool Rock. But that makes me very scared. You have to watch the movie.
So I need to watch the movie.
It's just a stoner movie, but yeah.
I know I've heard of it, but I need to watch it. But yeah, at the gate, I'm like, is she going to like jump the fence while I'm opening this gate? Is she going to like run? I was freaking out, to be honest.
Well, you good with playing a couple songs for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, Emily's going to play a few songs acoustically here at Wool Rock. And welcome back to American Tales. I'm here with Emily Woodhall. She's going to play a couple songs to close out the show. Emily, take it away.
Awesome. This is my debut single, Virginia, I'm Home. Came out last year, and I hope y'all like it. I was just 18 when I came running. You opened up your doors and took me in just like a friend. Didn't know where I was from, didn't even know my name, but you treated me like one of your daughters, just the same. Far from here, underneath the city lights, I'm still not used to seeing all these stars come out at night. Finally found a place I feel like I can breathe. Swear I'm putting down my roots, 'cause I don't wanna leave. From the valley to the hills, driving through the Shenandoah, I could spend forever just getting to know you. Sign says it's for lovers, I'm all will I roam. Virginia, Virginia, I'm home. Wanna get lost in the sunsets, high above Blue Ridge. Fall in love, find a piece of land where we can raise our kids. Floating like a feather in the Appalachian wind. It's the closest to heaven that I've ever been. From the valley to the hills, driving through the Shenandoah, I could spend forever just getting to know you. Sign says it's for lovers, I'm all will I roam. Virginia, Virginia, I'm home. Nowhere in the world that I'd rather be. Every trip around the sun, you know where to find me. From the valley to the hills, driving through the Shenandoah, I could spend forever just getting to know you. Sign says it's for lovers, no more. Virginia, Virginia, I'm home. Virginia, Virginia, I'm home.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
That's American storytelling at its best right there, because, you know, we talked about this a little bit before, but it doesn't matter if you're from Virginia or Virginia has a special place to you, the Commonwealth. I wasn't going to say state. I got that right. So kudos me, right? It's where you belong. And so many times I feel like connecting to that for Oklahoma, no matter where I'm at. You know, if I'm eating fish out of the Arctic Ocean up in Iceland or in Italy or, you know, somewhere in Texas, home will always be where my heart feels right. And that's here. And finding a piece of land so we can plant our roots and raise some kids. Yeah. That's everybody's dream. Right? For sure. And then a sunset. I will say, if you do move to Oklahoma, we can make it our own version. For Oklahoma, I'm home. Because, hey, hand-painted, you've never seen a sunset, like a hand-painted sunset. I'm telling you, the other night when Cody and I were out there at the writer's retreat at Tatanka Ranch in central Oklahoma, it's just like God came down and painted something just special for us that night.
I love that. Yeah. I've seen a couple sunsets out here, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
So now my personal request, which I made on Instagram, is your new song that you wrote. Can you kind of tell us about the story behind that? Yeah.
You know, I mentioned earlier I went through a really hard breakup. You know, we lived together. We had a dog together. You know, we were planning our future, and I lost that. And for a really long time, I was just like, "What the fuck? Why?" You know. And it was really painful for a long time. And but I knew it needed to happen because it shaped me who I am today. Yeah. You know, I look back at who I was 2 years ago, and I'm so thankful that I'm not that same person anymore. I think I just lost my drive and everything, and losing the most important person in my life because of that. Well, you know, this is supposed to be my passion. Yeah. You know, the thing that I have so much love for, and I think I had lost it for a little bit, and losing him was such a big wake-up call. And I got to write this with my friend Daniel McCurdy down in Nashville. Shout out Daniel. And you know, I sat down on his couch and he was just like, "What do you want to write about?" And I was like, "You know, I don't know." And he was like, "Well, what's been on your mind?" And I was just kind of diving in of just about everything about that. How I was like, I hate that it happened. I hate that I had to lose him to get to this point, but also knowing that it had to happen so I could be here. Yeah. And like I said in the video, you know, God's got a plan, and we may not understand why, but we know that it gets us to where we need to be, and for my future and everything. And so it was, the song just kind of poured out. It was honestly like a therapy session, to be honest with you. I've been through a lot of grief as well. You know, I lost one of my best friends, and last year, her name was Molly. She was, thank you. She was phenomenal. She was such an incredible person and just a light in so many people's lives. And another thing of just being like why, you know? And so going through seasons of life and maybe not fully understanding God's purpose, but also knowing that he's got a plan, and we just got to keep trusting him through it all. Yeah. And so it's just kind of about my grief and heartbreak and these seasons in our lives. It just kind of, the song just kind of like spilled out. And it was also kind of like a guitar lesson, because the chords I do in this song I've literally never done before until we wrote this. And I was like, wow, 2 in 1 on a Monday. But it's become one of my favorite songs that I have. And I think it was very just good for me to get everything out. I've been writing so much about everything the past couple of years, and that's happened. And to get it all out in this song meant a lot. And to do it with a friend too. You know, Daniel's a friend, and it means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot to some of my friends who've already heard it. And I know it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people when they hear it too, which I'm proud of that.
You're definitely a torchbearer of light that you bring to other people. So that's why I'm so excited about this song. I was the first person to comment. I was like, oh gosh. I was like, I've got to hear this.
Yeah. No, you're like, please play this song.
Please play.
Deal. I love this song. Yeah. The song's called Make It Through the Night. just see my reflection. I got too much on my mind, done a lot of second guessing. Sitting here for hours should be shifting my perspective. I probably need more time before I finally learn my lesson. 'Cause I got a young mind and I got an old heart, and I've had a tough time getting to these parts. 'Cause I've been losing my mind, but I know I'm gonna find a reason, gonna get the things I'm needing. And I'm not sure why I feel the way I'm feeling, taking one hell of a beating, but I'll be alright. Just gotta make it through the night. I've been busy learning all the things I should have known, but it took a bit of struggle. I fell on my own, 'cause I got a young mind and I got an old heart, and I've had a tough time getting through these parts. 'Cause I've been losing my mind, but I know I'm gonna find a reason, gonna get the things I'm needing. I'm not sure why I feel the way I'm feeling, taking one hell of a beating, but I'll be alright. Just gotta make it through the storm and the flood and the lessons I learned, the hearts that are broken, the bridges are burned, the games I played and the tables I turned. Just gotta make it through the good and the bad and the right and the wrongs, the yes and the no's and the tears and the songs, the drinks and the smokes for the feeling I want. Just gotta make it through. 'Cause I've been losing my mind, but I know I'm gonna find a reason, gonna get the things I'm needing. I'm not sure why I feel the way I'm feeling, taking one hell of a beating, but I'll be alright. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be alright. Just gotta make it through the night.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That is definitely a dream come true, to be the first commenter on one of your favorite artists, and then get to hear live as you begin to kind of push forward on that path with that song. So much reason and purpose behind every word in that song. And having had our conversation that we've had on American Tales, I know what that means to you. And so thank you for sharing that, not only with me today and making my day and Cody behind the camera, but with everybody out there, because so many people they're going through something and they feel displaced, like we talked about. And that little bit of pick me up from that song to connect. And it reminds me of the early 2000s, mid 2000s, kind of like Dashboard Confessional. I get some very Dashboard vibes, because I remember screaming, shout out mom out there. Vindicated, just screaming that gives me the vibes. But you showed so much range on that song.
It's hard. It's like my favorite song I think I've got. I've got like songs out now, but this one is just, it's so important to me, and the message behind it and through it all. Like I said, he was such a big, he bought me this guitar that I'm playing, And I was like, why'd you do that? Because Taylor's are, And he was like, because you wanted it. And I'm like, that's not what? Anyway, but it's just to finally get everything that I've been like feeling the past like couple years about it, and knowing that I know it'll help people who need it as well. It's such a fulfilling feeling. And so thank you for giving me the platform to do that.
Thank you for coming on here with us. And
absolutely.
You got a big purpose in this life.
Thank you.
You're going to, like I said, you're going to be this torchbearer of light and hope, and know that there are so many people out there that authentically love you and appreciate you. And we're all just trying to make it through the night together. But the world is a lot better when we have each other. So
Thank you.
thank you for coming on.
Yeah, shit, you're gonna make me cry.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just super sweet. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. We'll catch you next time on American Tales.